You're right. I guess everybody wakes up this morning and they're happy. And the fact that Aaron Judge got the ball back, the fact that he was able to give it to his mother, the fact that she was there and you saw Rodger Maris Jr. there and they were hugging. I mean, it was such a great feel-good moment for all of us that are baseball fans and New York fans. And, Aaron's been doing this the last 3 to 4 weeks. Everybody knew he was getting close and everybody's waiting and waiting and waiting. Now, what will be interesting is he'll hit 62 at Yankee Stadium.
He should, yep.
And that will be, that would be spine-tingling because, when he hit the ball yesterday, I don't know if I'm sure you saw the replay 1,000 times. When he hit the ball, you could see the Yankee fans in attendance immediately standing up.
Standing up,
immediately,
yep.
And you can see all the Yankee jerseys in the stands behind the plate. It was an amazing moment. And, it was really cool that it went into the bullpen of the Toronto Blue Jays. And then the Blue Jays gave the ball to Zach Britton, and then Zach Britton gave the ball to the security, and then they finally got it to Aaron Judge. But there was, no haggling, none of that. It was
it was very close. You're about a foot away from some haggling as there's two Blue Jay fans that had a clear shot at it, one of which his name was Frankie Lasagna. I'm not kidding. This guy,
I know.
The guy in the baby blue jersey, the Guerrero jersey, his name was Frankie Lasagna. And then the schlub next to him with the Bichette jersey, he was the one who really had the opportunity there. And it actually, I think, might have glanced his glove, and he turned around and he threw the glove at a fan behind him. I mean, that right there was their chance at maybe close to $1 million, and they just missed it. The guy in the blue jersey just missed it. Frankie Lasagna is the one in the baby blue, and then the other guy in the darker blue, he was the one with the Bichette jersey, and he just missed it. And then it does go into the bullpen. The bullpen coach takes it, and then you talked about Britton and Yankee security, Judge's mom, the whole thing. So, yeah, it was special. And, watching this last night, that at-bat, he and Michael Kay pointed this out, so I'll give him credit. He's watched a lot of Judge at-bats. Aaron Judge usually stands in there and doesn't move in the batter's box. So right before he hits the home run, he took a walk out of the batter's box. Just took a walk, took some time, then went back in, and Michael Kay goes, he never does that. Never, ever, ever does that. Gets back in the box, boom, home run, and it was spectacular. It really was.
Yeah, that was Meredith asked him that. I don't know if you saw the post game.
I didn't see the post. I was watching the Mets.
She asked him about walking out of the
gigantic
yeah, right.
balloons.
Okay, so she asked him about that, and he was like, his answers. You couldn't script it any better.
Yeah.
And you couldn't script. The only way that you can script his season better is if it's Game 7 of the World Series and it's the bottom of the ninth and he hits a 2-run home run to win the World Series.
Yeah.
This guy.
I wouldn't be surprised at this point.
If he comes walking out of the cornfields, for God's sake, it's going to be, it couldn't be any more perfect, and he couldn't be any more perfect of a guy to root for, really, honestly. I'll be rooting against him if they play the Mets, of course, but, I was certainly, I think like every baseball fan, I would like to think, was rooting for him because of the way he is. He's very humble, and he knows how good he is, and he knows what he wants in terms of a contract, and that will speak volumes when we get to that point. But at this moment right now, he is the most celebrated athlete in New York for sure, maybe even in the country.
If you could handpick a guy to have the clean record, if you will, for home runs, it would be Aaron Judge. And Rodger Maris Jr. sitting there, and his son, whatever, I forget exactly how many games he's been at, but he actually did look touched for that moment. Like he looked miserable for a while there.
It's been at least at 8 or 9 games because this has gone on 8 games.
Right. So, but he did look, and I think he was there for 60 too. He might have started getting there for 60, but he did look like it was like a moment he was happy for, and he turns around and he hugs Judge's mom, and it was just, it was a cool thing. And last night was just like, it was just a great baseball night all around. And
for all the crap that goes on around here, and all the
God.
things that you read about, you hear about when you turn on 880 or 1010 and what they lead with. And then we get to lead with the good stories. We get to lead with a great story where I think, and look, the Mets story is great too, because The guy who comes through, Escobar, is a guy, like in the middle of the season, everybody was all on his ass. You know,
yeah, well, he wasn't producing.
Well, I mean,
that's the way it goes.
But, you know, it's a baseball season, and it is a team, and everybody has to have their moments. Everybody has to chip in, if you will, so you can get your team to where, like, you know, Aaron Judge, he's been chipping in all year, don't get me wrong, but there were moments when Josh Donaldson hit a game-winning home run. Stanton hit a game-winning home run. Gleyber Torres hit a game-winning home run. You know, Garrett Cole pitched 9 innings or 7 innings or whatever it is. I mean, everybody has to participate and everybody has to, you know, and you can tell when a guy is really respected on his team because when he comes through and he does it, the reaction of his teammates and watching what happened with Eduardo Escobar last night. Now, if I told you at the beginning of the year that Eduardo Escobar was going to hit 20 home runs, knock in 68 runs, and bat 240. Would you have taken that?
Oh, of course, you'd love it. Yeah, you would absolutely love it. And if you would have told me that he did what he did last night in one of the most important regular season games the Mets have played in years, of course I would take it. And the fact that he had driven in every run to that point, and then they walked to get to him in the 10th inning. So McNeil comes up. Of course, we know he's a hit machine. And Ron Darling said, you know, this is probably the right move, turning Escobar around in this situation, even though he has done what he's done so far tonight. And he came through again. It was just spectacular. And it was so frustrating in the 9th inning because you had Edwin Diaz come in the top of the 9th and a tie game, and it's bang, 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 strikes out the side. And then you know you got Alonso and you know you got Lindor looming in the bottom of the 9th. And it's 1st and 2nd, and there's 1 out, and Pete Alonso is up, and he just flails at that 3-2 pitch, that slider way out of the zone.
That's what Aaron Judge hadn't been doing.
Thank you for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And don't forget to hit the red bell so you're notified when we have new content.